comes to the laws of Megillah, it says a person has to be careful to read in a precise way from the Megillah. And if he was not precise in the words, in such a way that the meaning changes. For example, it says in the Megillah, Vehaman noifel. So, which means that Aman is falling, not that he fell, not that it will fall, he is right now falling. That's how it's pronounced, noifel. There's a tzera under the fe. And if he says, Vehaman nofal, meaning Aman fell in the past, or another example, if he reads Umordechai Yoshev, instead of saying Umordechai Yoshev, Mordechai is sitting, Umordechai Yashav, which means that he sat in the past, he did not fulfill the obligation, and he has to go back to these words and correct himself. Now, even if you passed a whole chapter, it would have to go back to that chapter and say it again. That's number one. Number two, we have those who are listening to the Megillah have to hear every single word. And if the one who reads the Megillah or the listener missed one word, and he remembered after some time, he did not fulfill the obligation of hearing the Megillah. And therefore, he would have to go back again and to read from the place where he missed. If the listener noticed that he missed a word, they didn't hear that word, he should read it to himself, these words. He should start a few words before, in the beginning of the verse, and he should read it himself, and he should try to catch up with the Baal Koreh, with the one who reads the Megillah. And even if he reads from the Chumash, even if he has the Chumash, the end of the Chumash is the Megillah, if he's looking in the Megillah. But to begin with, it says it's better to listen to the Megillah through using a kosher Megillah. And this way, if he missed a word, he can read it from the Megillah. He's reading a few words before, a few words after, he's reading it to himself, obviously quietly, not to disturb other people. He says the best way to do it is to read together, quietly to yourself, with the one who reads the Megillah. Obviously not to disturb people when you do it, but if you can do it, you read to yourself quietly with the one who reads the Megillah. It's better this way. We're not allowed to talk in the middle of reading the Megillah. And if someone spoke, especially obviously the listener, one of the listeners, those who were listening to the Megillah spoke, he did not hear at that moment. The time that you're speaking, you can't hear and speak at the same time, right? So if you spoke, you didn't hear these words, and you got to go back. You're not fulfilling your obligation unless you are going back and read those words that you missed.